Oceans cover 72% of the world, but only 1% of that water is really being protected. Davidoff Cool Water, through actor Paul Walker and David Bennett from National Geographic, are joining us to discuss a new project that they are working on to protect pristine ocean areas and what all of us can do to help. Welcome, guys. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Paul, this really sounds interesting. So tell us about the campaign and how did the program get started?
Well, my involvement with Davidoff and the Cool Water brand, it started with a phone call, and
that's pretty simple.
You know, they made it clear that. What's that?
That was pretty simple. Just a phone call.
Yeah, right. But I think that's the way it always starts. You know, they were on the other side of the globe, and I think the phone call came from Paris, and you know, they introduced the product. I was familiar with it. It was the cologne that all the guys started wearing in junior high school. I mean, it's what all the girls liked, and you know, I was one of those guys that was wearing it. But more than that, what they told me is what they felt that they stood for and what it represented. And actually the fragrance designer is a big ocean nut, and he wanted to embody the nature, the spirit, the essence of the ocean in this fragrance. Okay, well, that sounds good and all. I like something that smells good. I get it. But more than that, they put their money where their mouth is. And I think this just illustrates that. They really wanted to figure out the best cooperation that they could find in terms of giving back, and they sought out National Geographic, and fortunately enough, National Geographic was about it. So it's just a win-win.
So what's the mission of the Pristine Seas mission?
Well, the real mission for Pristine Seas is not just to make people aware of the oceans and what they can do to help protect them, but actually to protect huge amounts of the ocean in either marine reserves or what we call marine protected areas. So what we do, believe it or not, there are still great unspoiled places on the earth, and like National Geographic's been doing for almost 125 years, we take people there. We take scientists and photographers and others to document and share with everyone in the world what these beautiful spaces are about. But what Pristine Seas does is it goes one step further. And we work with people in a local community around these areas, fishermen and tribal leaders and others who rely upon this every day for their living. They come up with the plan to protect the ocean in a way that they can rely on the ocean not just tomorrow, but these pristine seas will be there for their children and grandchildren and generations to come.
So Paul, have you been able to join some of the expeditions out there?
A couple years ago, I went out with Chris Fisher's team, and we went out to Guadalupe Island off the coast of Mexico for Expedition Great White. At the time, it was just a bunch of friends going out and doing what they could do. But the idea was to better understand the great white shark and its migratory patterns. And we were hoping that in the process to take away from, not the mystique, but the fear. It's definitely a creature to be revered. It's an apex predator, which makes it a great indicator species because it sits at the top of the food chain. If we see their numbers dwindling or falling off, it's a pretty solid indicator that things are out of balance. So we know things are out of balance, and and man's played a major part in screwing that up. So the idea is let's do the best we can to learn as much as we can to offset those damages and hopefully put basically the ocean back into a rhythm where it can maintain and sustain itself in a natural state.
Paul, you have this love for the ocean, don't you?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to be born and raised in Southern California, so I grew up doing the stereotypical ocean stuff. I grew up diving and surfing. I free dive a lot. I'm a fisherman. That's my element of choice. So I think that's also a big part of the reason why the fitment, I think, here with Davidoff Cool Water. And my dream was always to be a marine biologist. I mean, from the time I was a young kid, that's what I studied in school, and I'm still looking for that opportunity to go back and continue with that. But that's where this partnership, it's where I really win. It's like I can feel good about it because it's something that I'm passionate about, but it gives me the opportunity to go back and more than get my feet wet, but get elbow deep and doing the stuff that I really love. And
you can definitely see.
I love the accountability measure.
You can definitely see that
What's
passion.
That?
You can definitely see that passion.
No, yeah, it's well, I like you saying that, but no, this is this whole campaign. It's really about empowerment. Like going back to where I come from, Southern California. I had the good fortune, like I said, of growing up there, so it was always in my face. I mean, you know, I realize that not everybody's born along a coastal town, you know, or has access to the ocean, but I like to think that, you know, everybody has an interest, and the people that don't, that maybe want to better understand it, I think that this is going to play a key component in that. It's,
absolutely.
It's access to this type of stuff. So, you know, I think that, you know, definitely I think the trend is right now, obviously the trend is, hey, look, let's be more responsible, let's be better stewards of the earth as a whole. And I think that's a good trend. And I hope that that continues on. But even if it falls off, what we're trying to do is hook as many people as we can right now, because, you know, the only way we're going to move mountains, which is literally what we need to do, is by numbers and by force. So that's the way I look at it. You know, we're just trying to create this little army of people that are going to continue going out there.
That's right.
What's really amazing about this is we only need, in many cases, a few years. If you look off the coast of New England, up Cape Cod Bay and north, you're seeing amazing resilience in some of the fish stocks there because of innovative partnerships that fishermen and lobstermen and others have made. So it hits home. The advantage is in just 5 years you can see a huge rebound in species. So it's something we really can do together, and we see in New England it works every day.
That's right, David. We should all be involved with this. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. We're sorry we're out of time, and but it was wonderful, the information you've given us. And for more information on the Love the Ocean campaign by Davidoff Coolwater, all you have to do is go to love-the-ocean.com website, and that's right there on the screen. Again, David and Paul, thank you very much.